Hi, fourth graders. It's Mrs. Mundorf here with your science lesson for today. I hope you had a nice, relaxing, and enjoyable spring break. We are beginning a new unit today on energy, and our beginning focus will be on the energy of light. This is just the instruction video for your Google Slides. So I'm going to show you what you need to do for today's lesson and experiment, and then you will go to your Google Classroom and click on the Energy of Light Day 1 assignment. To help us begin this unit, I want you to think of different sources of light. You will type this information on your Google slide, you can import pictures, or you can write this information on another sheet of paper. Let's compare what you wrote down as sources of light to what I came up with. My first list included the sun, a match, and a flashlight. And I also have a candle, a light bulb, and a firefly, also known as a lightning bug. Did any of my sources of light match yours? Now I want you to fill in the blank with a word. The sentence is, objects that emit light are said to be blank. Take a minute, pause the video, and think about this. If you said objects that emit light are said to be luminous, you were correct. Is the moon a luminous object? I know several classes have studied the moon. What do you think? So, is the moon a luminous object? If you said no, you were correct. The moon is illuminated by the sun and seen by reflecting the sun's light. For Energy of Light Day 1, we're going to look at how does light travel? 3 questions for you to think about. Have you ever used a flashlight at night? Have you ever played flashlight tag? And think of all the times when you have seen a beam of light. What does a beam of light look like? Pause the video and answer these questions. The objective for our Energy of Light Day 1 is to observe the path that light travels. Keywords you will be learning are ray and shadow. Materials you will need for today's experiments include a pencil, a flashlight, a flexible straw, 3 index cards, a hole punch, and a metric ruler. If you do not have these materials, don't worry. All you need to do is make your best prediction possible to answer the experiment questions. I will also be providing images to help you understand the concept. In our first experiment for the Energy of Light Day 1, how does light travel? You must turn on a flashlight and point it toward a flat surface. You may need to darken the room to see the light. Here's an image of me pointing a flashlight at a flat surface. The next step, with your flashlight still on, put your pencil in front of the flashlight. Observe what happened to the light when you put your pencil in front of it. Remember, if you don't have a pencil or a flashlight, make a prediction of what you think will happen. Again, you can look at this image that I provided here and make a good guess. The next experiment for the Energy of Light Day 1, how does light travel, involves a flexible straw. If we were in school, I'd be able to provide you with this or tell you to take a couple the next time you're at McDonald's. So if you don't have this, just use your imagination a little bit and I will help you as well. So for this experiment, you're going to look through a flexible straw at a bright object, such as a light in the room. As you're looking through the straw, you want the flexible part further away from you. You look at the light object and then you slowly bend the flexible part. Here's an example of a view through my straw at a bright object. Let's think about what you saw before and after you bent the straw. If you did not have a straw to experiment with, you can also use your hand made into a circle. Put it up to your eye and look at a bright object. To simulate bending the straw, slowly close your fist. What was the difference of what you saw through the open circle versus the closed circle? That's the same idea as looking through the straight straw and the bent straw. So before the straw is bent, I saw. You're going to be completing this answer on your slide. And then after the straw is bent, what did you see? Again, you'll be completing the answer on your slide. The last experiment for the Energy of Light Day 1, How Does Light Travel, involves the index cards and the hole punch that I mentioned previously. Again, if you don't have a hole punch or index cards, use my images to help you. We will go over this in more detail tomorrow. The first step is to take each index card and fold it in half. Once you have all 3 index cards folded in half, you're going to stack them on top of each other and then use your hole punch to punch a hole through all 3 cards at the same time. After you've punched a hole in all 3 cards, you're going to line the cards about 7 centimeters apart on a desk, table, or other flat work surface. If you don't have a metric ruler, that is not a problem. We've studied metric measurement and we all learned that 1 centimeter is about the length of your pinky nail. So think about 7 of these stacked together. It's about that far apart. This first image on the left shows from the side the index cards spaced 7 centimeters apart. And then this picture on the right is what it looks like straight on. And you can see I put a colorful turquoise box at the end of my holes so that you can see clearly what I was seeing when my holes are lined up. The next step with the index card experiment is to put your eye close to the hole in the first index card and look through all 3 holes at the same time. Realign the cards if necessary so you can see an object in the room by looking through all 3 holes. As you can see, all of my index cards are clearly lined up because you can see that teal through all of the circles. The next part of the index card experiment is as you continue looking through the holes, move the middle index card 2 centimeters to the right. Again, 1 centimeter is about the length of your pinky nail, so 2 centimeters is not very far. The view on the left shows a view from above of how little you move that second index card. And then the picture on the right shows a view from the front. So as you imagine you're me looking through my holes, I can see that teal circle. Then I move that middle index card 2 centimeters to the right. What am I seeing now? Now that you've finished with our 3 experiments, the flashlight with the pencil experiment, the flexible straw experiment, and the 3 index card experiment, answer these questions on your Google Slides. 8, what did you see when the holes of the index cards were lined up? 9, what did you see when the holes of the index cards were not lined up? 10, why is there a difference in what you saw with the straw and index cards? And 11 and 12, in order for you to see something, light must get into your eye. Think about how you can see this computer screen or a sheet of paper. Where does the light start? And number 12, think about what you have learned about light from doing this activity. Trace the light's path from the source to your eye using words and arrows between them. Now it's your turn. Go to your Google Classroom, find this assignment, and complete the 3 experiments to learn all about the path of light.